Check. Speaker. Okay, there we go. Now that one's working.
Okay. Yeah. You know that, right? Yeah. Okay.
That included me, but hopefully you guys can all hear me. Thumbs up if everybody can hear me. Perfect. Okay. Thanks for getting on. Look, we got a ton of people on tonight. This is by far and away our biggest call we've ever had, and it's just going to continue to do this. We've got so much going on. I know we had an incredible time in Las Vegas last week, and those that were there can attest. I know a lot of you guys saw the pictures and were able to kind of live through it that way, but what a great event we had there. We've had an incredible close to February. I've talked to a number of you guys, and I'd let you guys know our February close was by far and away our best month ever. And to do that in a February where we've got 28 days was nothing short of a miracle. And that is just, it's a testament to how hard you guys are working and what you guys are doing out there. So that just means that March, April, May, which I always say are typically very, very strong months, are going to be huge. We've got some really cool announcements coming shortly that are even going to help your business to grow that much more. As always, we've got a ton of new spring stuff coming out, spring designs, warmer weather designs that'll be coming. So we're really excited about that. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the upcoming mini summits that we have. For those that have seen possibly the newsletter this last week, we've got one more that we added on for the Midwest. So now we've got an event going on the East Coast in Baltimore on April 28th that we're very excited about. We're going to have one in Salt Lake City, Utah at our home office on April 14th from 10 to 4 in the afternoon. And then we've got one that we've announced in Chicago on April 7th, on Saturday, April 7th, from 10 to 4 as well. And these mini summits, and this is what we talked a lot about this in Las Vegas with those that were there. Events are really where this business takes off. If you want to grow your business, if you want to grow your downline, if you want your team to grow, events is where it happens. It is measurable, the amount of growth that we had from the October summit we had in Park City with the 70, 80 people we had there to where we are at today. And I promise you, it can be shown, and that from the moment we had that event to where we are today, it is because of that event. It is because of what we were able to accomplish there, what we were able to teach, what we were able to see with the company and where we're at. And the reason I bring that up is because I know sometimes it's easy to say, no, well, I mean, it's too far. I'd have to get on a plane or I have to drive 5 or 6 hours. Maybe they could, just tell me what it's about after. Get it. I get it. Sometimes there is nothing you can do and you maybe can't make it. But if there is anything that will help your business to grow over the next 6 months before our next summit meeting that we're going to have in October, it is getting you and your entire team to these events in any part, wherever you live in the country. You can get to any of these events on a 2-hour flight, I think. There might not be a direct flight to all these places, but Baltimore for the East Coast, Chicago for the Midwest, and then Salt Lake City for anybody on the West Coast. Get to whichever one is easiest for you, but get there. Get there and get your team there. This is really where we will jump into the summer months and how to really get through that and into the fall. We've got some really, really cool stuff that we're going to be teaching and showing you guys and sharing on Instagram and social media, and some new strategies that we've got. We've invested a lot of money over the last couple of months into this to help you guys to make it easier for you to make, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month just off of Instagram. And that doesn't even include the parties you're doing. So there's a lot of really cool stuff that we'll be doing there. We'll be listening to those of our leaders that have ranked advanced, those that have done really well over the last couple of months. Learn from them. They know what they've done. They know how to do it. They've been doing it. So we're very excited about these. And that's why I say mark those days off. And if it's for whatever reason you can't make it on an April 7th in Chicago, try and get to Baltimore on the 28th. If you can't make it to Salt Lake, try and get to whatever it is. Make sure you do anything you can to get not only you, but your entire team to these events, because your business will never be the same. This is where you will take off. I was talking to somebody the other day about this, and they were like, they couldn't explain how important that event was for them back in October. They said, I was actually at the point of, just kind of stepping aside. I just didn't feel like I was able to do it. They went to the event in October. They learned everything, and from there, their business is kind of taken off. And that's what this is about. It's learning to do the business. It's being with the people that share the same passion as you. And I think that's why these events are so important. And that's why, getting together in Las Vegas with 70 of our closest friends there a couple weeks ago or last week, a lot of it's just getting together with those that share those same passions, share those same thoughts on how to build your business, and really with that same mindset. So I can't stress it enough. Get to these events. Do what you can to be there. I also wanted to talk a little bit tonight. We've got 3 great people that are going to be talking, 3 rank advancers from last month. Our sales, as I mentioned, in our CV and all of your guys' groups, I think everybody that's on this call that has been in for a couple months could have seen and saw how much growth there was from, not only from January to February, but anybody that's been in since October or before has seen the growth since October. Since those events, since the summit we had in October, we have almost tripled in CV, tripled in sales, and that is a testament to what is going on. And we can see that same trend is going into March, and that's where we'll see into April, May, and June. And again, we'll be doing a lot to help you guys continue to grow with different promotions and different items that are going to be coming out with the spring. And so there's a lot coming on we're very, very excited about. But tonight I wanted to take a short minute, and normally this goes much quicker, but because we had such an incredible month, I wanted to talk about those that have been rank advancing and those that have been doing an incredible job with the different promotions. One of those promotions we have is those that have 3 enrollments in a given month, or that have 2,500 PV in a given month. And then we have those that do both of those, and they get $500 and new custom Nikes. And anybody that does that for 3 straight months from January to March gets $5,000. And so first, before I got into the rank advancements, I wanted to go through those that hit the 3 new reps last month, that signed up 3 new reps, those that hit the 2,500 PV, and then those that did both. And we'll go from there into the rank advances. Usually, as I mentioned, this goes much quicker, but there was such an incredible amount of people that did this. It wouldn't be fair for me not to mention it. So all of those that hit 3 new reps, those that signed up 3 new reps last month in February: Angie Bradley, Shauna Farnsworth, Chrissy Tager, Amanda Schwab, Monica Gagne, Megan Grimm, Katie Harlan, Shelby Trail, Allison Hunter, Andrea Cottle, Allie Holt, Sarah Holenbeck, Ellie Kruger, Leah Ross, Blair Sells, Tia Wilson, Liz Trokey, and Sarah Bonham. All of those people, how many are there? I think there's 17 of them that brought in at least 3 reps last month. That is incredible. If you guys know them, if you follow them on Instagram, send them a congratulations. Let them know what a great job they did last month, because that is not an easy thing to do, yet it is an important thing to do to grow your business. So congratulations to all of you. And this is the list of all those that hit 2,500 in PV, which is through parties, their own orders, whatever it is. They're 2,500 PV, which is a huge number. And this is what we're pushing for every month. Angie Bradley, Diane Nelson, Julie Nelson, Angie Nilsson, Lacey Christensen, Alyssa Entz, Jody Bennett, Shauna Farnsworth, Carissa Smith, Alicia Facer, Amy Pratt, Amanda Schwab, Amber Davies, Monica Gagne, Megan Grimm, Katie Harlan, Becky Holt, Heidi Reed, Shelby Trail, Allison Hunter, Lacey Christensen, Melissa Miles, Megan Flores, Andrea Cottle, Allie Holt, Amanda Lowry, Teresa Emptman, I hope I said that correctly, Melody Van Weisenberg, Sarah Holenberg, Carrie Coates, Ellie Kruger, Robin Gubler, sorry if I said that one wrong, Tia Wilson, Tina Temple, Liz Trokey, Laura Berg, Anthony Farnsworth, Sarah Bonham, Melissa Purnell, Robin Taylor, and Paula Chavez. That is a list that I have never seen before. That is by far and away the most we've ever had in a single month that did over 2,500 PV. Now, this is the list of people that did both, which means they had over 2,500 PV and 3 new reps, and that means they had $500 and Nikes sent to them, or they'll have their custom Nike sent to them. Angie Bradley, Shauna Farnsworth, Amanda Schwab, Monica Gagne, Megan Grimm, Katie Harlan, Shelby Trail, Allison Hunter, Andrea Cottle, Allie Holt, Sarah Holenbeck, Ellie Kruger, Tia Wilson, Liz Trokey, and Sarah Bonham. Now, of all of those people, there are 6 of them that are on track. If they can do it one more month, which is in March, and I know they're going to do it, they have got a $5,000 bonus coming their way. And that is Shauna Farnsworth, Monica Gagne, Megan Grimm, Katie Harlan, Shelby Trail, and Allie Holt. $5,000 if they can do 3 more reps this month, and I know they're going to do it, and 2,500 in PV. And that is what we want more than anything, is to be able to pay out these promotions. And you'll notice, and we talk about this all the time, that the habits we're trying to form are getting 3 reps every month, really pushing to find those reps through parties, through whatever means necessary, but finding those people, because our new enrollments have been going up over the last 4 months. Every month we have new enrollments, more new enrollments. And what's great, and I know a lot of you guys have seen those maps that have come out today, the numbers of reps outside of those kind of strong states that we had back in October when we showed that is incredible. Utah still is, the strongest state we have, but East Coast, Midwest, down in the South, West Coast, it is everywhere where we're growing. And I think we can see that on the call tonight. We've got people from everywhere. I know on the East Coast it's getting kind of late. On the West Coast it's tough to get on the call sometimes. But that is an incredible thing to be able to do in a short month where we only had 28 days. So congratulations to you guys for doing that. Now we're going to go through all of the new rank advancements. And from there, we're going to go into 3 different people that are going to be talking to us tonight that we are super excited about, because there are 3 new rank advancements that we've got. So I wanted to we'll first go with our junior reps. And again, the most important thing for me is to recognize all of these people, because I know how difficult it is to be out there talking about Zaya every single day and talking to people. It's not an easy thing. And I know sometimes we need to get out of our comfort zone and do these things, but for me, it's super important that you guys understand how grateful we are for the work you're doing. And that's why it's so important for us to recognize those that are rank advancing and making Zaya a better company, making everything that we do that much better. So those that hit junior rep last month: Holly Erdman, Erin Smith, Whitney Smith, Aubrey Kelsey, Jessica Lowe, Stephanie Lieb. I hope I'm saying that one correct. Lieb. Emily Clover, Amanda Burns, Allison Van Natten, Erica Cheney, and Melissa Purnell. All of these hit junior rep. And I know a lot of them, this was their first month, and many of them, they've been in for 4 or 5 months. And it doesn't matter how long you've been in, or if you're new or you're old. The most important part is that there's growth. And the most important part is that you're staying within the system, and you're doing everything you can, because sometimes it's different for everybody. And I don't want you ever to compare yourself with somebody else saying, well, they did it faster than me. No, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that you guys are pushing yourselves and you're helping your team to rank advance. Those that hit senior rep last month: Sarah Bonham, Ellie Kruger, Amanda Cameron, Leah Ross, Blair Sells, Robin Gubler, sorry again, Melina Valdebella, Tia Wilson, Stephanie Gallen, Liz Trokey, Bridget Burton, Sarah Holenbeck, Jamie Moyle, Allison Hunter, Laurie Olson, Melissa Miles, and Lexi Gordon. Again, these are, anybody that was on the call back in September and October, we were having 2 and 3 junior reps in a month. We would have maybe 1 senior rep in a great month. We were having directors. And now we're having 15, 20, 25, 30 every month on these rank advancements. And that trend will continue as we grow. And so that is something we are so excited about. Those that hit director last month: Amy Pratt, Diane Nelson, Caitlin Norton, and Megan Grimm. 4 new directors. We were just shocked and so grateful for that, because it's an incredible thing to hit director. Director, as we've mentioned, is kind of that first real huge step to getting into senior director and executive director, and then Zaya executive, as we have tonight with our first Zaya executive director going to be talking to us. So Amanda Schwab was our lone senior director. Congratulations to Amanda for hitting senior director. I know she was pushing for that so hard. We had 3 new executive directors last month: Angie Nilsson, Jill Wiscombe, and Alyssa Entz. 3 new executive directors. That is, again, a huge step for each of these guys. I know how hard they were pushing their teams, and all of this. And again, once we get to this director level, director, senior director, executive director, it is literally impossible to do this by yourself. And I think everybody on here is so aware that the only way you hit these ranks is having an amazing team. And I know that as I've talked to those that have rank advanced, every one of them, every time I talk to them, it's not me, it's my team. And that's what this is all about, is creating that team atmosphere, creating that team culture to do that. And then our lone and our very, very first Zaya executive director, a huge congratulations to Sarah Anderson for hitting that last month, our very first, and we're so proud of her. We're going to have her talking to us in a couple minutes about that, because that is a huge step. And we'll be honest, we didn't think we would have a Zaya executive until probably later on this year. So she did it in February, where it's a short month, and that's awesome. So with that, I want to make sure, Ellie Kruger, are you still here? I hope so. I hope you haven't dropped off. I assume you are here, but there's so many people on the call tonight that I can't even see anymore.
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome. Ellie, you have hit, the couple things I want you to talk about tonight, and I'm so excited for you to be on the call. You hit senior rep. I want you to just talk a little bit about kind of how long you've been with Zaya, kind of what you've done, how you did this so quickly, kind of give us a little background about what you've done. Take a few minutes, because I know everybody, a lot of people probably follow you on Instagram, but they've never heard you or talked to you. So we're very, very excited, and congratulations again on hitting senior rep. And I'm going to mute myself so that you don't hear anything from me.
All right. Thank you so much. This is very cool. I'm excited to be here. Can you hear me okay? Okay. So I've been with Zaya. I joined December 28th. And my first month, I didn't have anybody on my team. So January, it was just me. And then February, I sponsored 5 girls, and our team went on to 15 now as a total on this team. And it's just been a crazy surprise for our family. I wasn't anticipating that. And I'm sure a lot of people that are new to Zaya and not sure what it could do for them probably feel the same way, especially after you get paid for the first time. But for me, it's just been just kind of fluid with things that I was doing before. I have a baby who's almost a year old. She'll be a year on St. Patrick's Day. And when I first had her, I really wanted to create like a social media platform that talked a lot about my postpartum journey. I was always really into fitness and health, and I created like at-home workouts, and I did a bunch of stuff for people to follow along with me, but I mostly did it just so that I would work out and be accountable. I figured if I said I'm going to post workouts, that I would have to do them. And so I kind of created a culture before Zaya, and I love when people talk about culture. It's really big for me. If anybody on my team, I'm pretty sure they're all here, but they know that I'm like an explosion of just creative ideas. And a lot of times I just need a vector. So I'm very much somebody who has huge ideas and big dreams and big visions, but I'm not very good at carrying things out. So that's where the team is just so crucial. And I just thank God that I found the girls that I did and that they wanted to be a part of my team. And it's not just by luck, though. I don't want anybody to think that that statement just means I got lucky with these girls. And it kind of goes back to that culture, I guess. So creating that culture, I had it before. So I know some of you maybe listening are like, well, I don't have that. I don't have a culture already to base my business off of. And I guess what I would just say to somebody is that, you know, if you put all of your friends and family in a room, or all your girlfriends in a room, what would they say is that thing that you do? What's that thing that you do really well? Or what would they say about you? What's your hot button? And that's your platform. That's your venue. So I think that being a part of this company, it was really easy that first month to look at a lot of you guys who are incredible and just be like, holy man, I have some room to grow. But you know, it's not what I love about direct sales or MLM or whatever you want to call it. What I love about it is that there's so much room to be creative. And I was just talking with my husband tonight. He's in the Marine Corps, so he's like my go-to for motivational speeches, and he's giving himself a fist pump right now. But I was telling him, I was like, you know, it's not that I took myself and tried to mesh myself with Zaya. It was more like, how could I fit Zaya into something that I was already doing? And for a lot of you guys, if you have a gift or a talent unrelated to health or fitness, that could still be your platform. And I think if you guys haven't seen it yet, a girl on my team showed it to me. There's this YouTube video called like in my athletic wear or in my active wear. It's really funny, but it talks about like all these things that moms do in their active wear. And there's so many things that people do in active wear. So it's, you don't just have to do CrossFit or go to Orange Theory or work out at a Y to reach people in this avenue. And something else I just wanted to talk about really quick is just with that culture is just your teams. If you've sponsored people, I very much don't think that because I sponsored them and now there's this massive team with me that I am, the lead wolf. I don't think that at all. I very much, I love to highlight other people's strengths, and I love to say that I don't know. I think that we have an amazing customer service, and I've met a lot of people who other companies, they don't have what we have. I feel like we get to call or email and we get a response so fast. And so I'm constantly preaching to my girls, let's, take advantage of that and grow as much as we can while this company is so new. But not only that, just with our team, we kind of nicknamed ourselves Team Momentum. So if you guys follow me on social media, you'll see everything that I've ever sort of branded myself with has the word momentum. And it was just, for me, it was a word that it meant I was always going to take steps forward and never back. And that's just kind of with how our team approaches things. But create your A team, create a place where when your reps are out there talking about your team, it's not just, it's amazing to join Zaya, it's amazing to join our team. And we right away, as people joined us, we were making social media graphics with all of our pictures on it, just to show like, this is all of us, we're real people. And yeah, I don't really know if that was like a good answer to your question, but
that was exactly what I wanted. And there's a couple of things that I think you hit right on that go right in with what we're trying to accomplish here. And the first word is that you mentioned the word culture a few different times. And I think for me and for the company, building a culture it's one of the most important things that you're going to do. And we try and build a culture every single day. And it's a culture of empowering women and empowering people to do really what they want to do. And the second thing I absolutely loved what you said. It's not lucky what you've done. None of what any of you have done, it comes from luck. It may feel that way sometimes. You're like, how did I get so lucky to have this team? You're blessed with this team, but it's not luck. Every one of you guys is where you're at because you guys have worked for it. You chose to join Zaya, which was not a lucky decision. That was a conscious decision that each of you made. So Ellie, I thank you so much for joining us tonight, and congratulations again for your success. And I wish you nothing but the best as we move forward in your team. Again, I know that it's not an individual thing. Your team has been growing. And so congratulations again for everything.
thank you.
All righty. Amy, can you hear me? Amy Pratt, I want to make sure that we've got audio.
Yes, I can hear you.
Perfect. Amy, same type of question. Amy, you hit director, but I want you to kind of talk about, because yours is a little different journey, and I want you to talk a little bit about how long you've been with Zaya, kind of what your process has been, what you've learned, and if you have any tips for everybody that's out there tonight, or whatever you want to talk about. I just love hearing from you, and I think you've had a great journey. So whatever you feel like you could share with us would be great.
Awesome. Thank you. I was actually shocked this month when I hit director in the shortest month of the year. And it was kind of a ways off for me, but it wasn't really in my sights when I started. When I saw the numbers, I was like, I'll sell the clothes. I don't know about building the team, but I love the clothes and I can do that. I just don't know if I can get to those numbers, so that wasn't really my goal. But one thing, when I started, my husband was like, well, if you're going to do it well. And I thought, well, that's a good point. Don't go at it halfway. Right. So I started out by setting a goal. So I joined in July. So I should start there. I joined the end of July. It was the very end of July. And, so I really didn't have anything going in then, but in August, I decided that I was going to hit junior rep by the end of August and senior rep by the end of September. And that was kind of lofty for me, but I will say, the only way I got to here, where I'm at, to director, is I set small goals that were attainable. So I knew that, gosh, I was probably going to spend enough money on the Zaya because I loved it. And I was going to talk to enough people that it was going to be an easy sell so I could hit those smaller numbers. So I hit junior rep in August, and September I hit senior rep, and I kind of went, okay, now what? Because it seemed like a big jump to director. So then I started setting smaller goals for myself, like, okay, get $2,000 this month, okay, if I hit $2,000 for the next 3 months, then I will have my volume. But it wasn't like, okay, hit director next, because that just seemed unattainable to me. And it got overwhelming. And so I just went about it in smaller increments. I broke my foot in October, and it like shut October down for me. So I just kind of took the month off, and I said, okay, now like, how do I, kickstart it from here? And I will say, like she said, building a team of people who are passionate like you are. I only have 3 people in my first level, but those 3 people are passionate about Zaya. And I don't feel like the lead dog either. Like she said, I feel like we all work together and everybody has their strengths, and I like to play off of everybody's strengths. And I like to have, group text messages going, and I like to find out what's working for them and maybe incorporate their ideas and share ideas amongst the group, because we can all help each other. And that's one thing I love about the community of Zaya, is that you don't succeed without helping other people succeed. And I have to give major props to Amber Davies. She's on my first level, and she pushes me so hard. That was like my number one thing, is surround yourself with people who push you. And even if they're not on your team, like the people you surround yourself with and how they drive themselves will push you, or will help you set complacency, which I didn't want. And Amber is that person for me. Every day she's doing something for her Zaya business to strengthen it, to progress, to do something a little bit better. And I love that mentality. And she keeps me going, because when I broke my foot and I kind of had that like month, I was like, oh, well, it doesn't matter. And Amber was like, nope, now here's our next step, and we got to do this. And her and her team, they really stepped up. I was in Costa Rica the whole last month of February. I just got back Saturday. And while I was there, I was texting her, and I was like, here's where my numbers are. And she knew I wanted to hit director really bad, because I was so close and my numbers were there. And we stepped up and did it, and we did it together. And it was that much more empowering and more amazing to achieve that together, because it's not my achievement, it's our achievement. And I couldn't have done it without Amber and Elisa Entz is my upline, and she was watching my numbers the whole time, knowing I was in and out of service, and just pushing me, because they all knew how close I was. And I wouldn't have gotten there without them. So small attainable goals, building a team of passionate people, and surrounding yourself with people who push you are my 3 top tips for progressing and making sure that you're moving forward every month. Because when you get stagnant, it kind of gets overwhelming, or maybe it just kind of falls to the wayside. But as you're achieving those small attainable goals, then it just motivates you the next month to want to do a little bit more. And then all of a sudden you're at director, or you're right there with your numbers, and that wasn't even your beginning goal. And now it's like, okay, how am I going to get to the next level? Because I did this, I can do the next one now. So I'm just grateful for my team and my upline and everybody who pitched in and got me here, because that's my goal now, is to get them the same thing that they helped me get.
Awesome. No, that's perfect. Yeah. And Amy, so you named a couple of different things. The most important thing for me of everything you just said is that you spent the month in Costa Rica and you still rank advanced. So the fact that anywhere in the world, and that's what I love about direct sales, is that this gives people the freedom to do what they want to do, when they want to do, where they want to do, and to be to grow your business like that in a month where literally you're down, in Central America in a beautiful country where you can be enjoying that and yet you're still making money and your business is growing and you've got a great team. That's what this is about. And that's what we're trying to share with everybody is this amazing lifestyle, this amazing opportunity where, others were in Las Vegas, you're in Costa Rica. And I know people are going to love some stuff that we're going to be announcing in the near future about other stuff. But that's what this is for me. Again, small goals. I love that because I think that's so important that you knew, okay, if I want to hit director, these are the things I need to do. And building that community of helping others. And so much of this is, I think everybody feels that same thing. But I think that it might be something small, but to be able to grow and to hit director while you're down in Costa Rica, you don't have to be working, 9 to 5 here in an office to be able to do that. You can be wherever you want and still grow your business. And you're in contact with your upline, you're in contact with your downline, and you're growing. And I think that's just an incredible job. So congratulations again for hitting director. And I know you're going for, you'll put those goals in place to make it a senior director. So congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you.
So the last person that's going to talk tonight, again, as I mentioned, we were not expecting to have a Zaya executive rank for a bit longer. Yet, as you all know, last month was an incredible month. And we had Sarah on the call a few months ago because she had ranked advance. But I wanted to recognize her and have her talk a little bit tonight because there is so much that goes into building a strong team. And there's, as I mentioned, once you hit director and above, and you just heard that from Amy, you cannot do this alone. You cannot do any of these ranks, these higher ranks by yourself. And I know Sarah's talked so much about that. And so I wanted her to talk a little bit about that and whatever else she wants to throw in there tonight. But again, a huge, huge round of applause from everybody. I know she can't, everybody's muted, so she won't hear you, but to hit Zaya executive for the very first time, our very first one. And I'm going to turn the time over to Sarah Anderson.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay. I'm so nervous. Everyone that just went before me is super confident. Okay. I feel like the pressure is on for me to say something amazing. And the reality is everyone that just went before me, I kind of wrote everything out like word for word because I don't just do this stuff. Okay. If you were on the call in November, you already know pretty much everything that I'm going to say because I feel like the things that I've put in place, they really haven't changed and they've just kind of helped, I don't even want to say me, but my team continue to grow and advance. First off, I want to congratulate the girls on my team. We've had some really big rank advancements on my team and we can't go anywhere without each other. Number one is Caitlin Norton. That girl has been working really hard and I was so excited to see her hit director. The next one is Elisa Entz. When she hit executive this month was huge. She could not have done that. We all know that takes a village, and she could not have done that without Amy Pratt, who we just heard from. And it was so fun watching their numbers. I was keeping in contact with Elisa, watching their numbers grow. And what else I think is awesome is when you have people on your team that take care of their team. I think that is huge in our business is to create, and I'm not going to put that on me. Elisa's actually not even my first line, but to create a team that can then go on and take care of their team, to duplicate your system. I am just so proud of those girls. I mean, our January numbers, and this is not me bragging because I want you to know that my numbers added into here were so small, but our January numbers were 66,000 and our February number was just under 107,000. That didn't happen by accident. These girls killed it. They worked every day. Watching those numbers jump every single day was so fun. And then realizing that we're all working as a team, we're answering questions, we're working together, I think is huge. In building a team, I think something that I guess, okay, I didn't write this part down, so I'm just going to wing this part. Hopefully it's okay. I think something that's huge in building your team is realizing that the way you run your business is not going to be the way that somebody else in your team runs their business, and that's okay. In order to build a successful team, you need to have people enjoy what they're doing and be able to do it the way that works for them. I know when I started this company, I looked around and I thought, oh my gosh, what did I just do? As you can tell, I hate talking to people, even face to face, I'm super awkward. So I was like, what did I just do? I mean, Lacey Christensen, she was one that caught my attention right away. And I was like, wait, I got to do what she's doing because she is freaking an animal. And then I thought, but that is not who I am. And so I hated it at first because I thought, oh no, I got to do what she's doing, but I wasn't there yet. And I think that the thing to realize is even with yourself and with your girls is kind of what Amy said, is you need to do little things to get and progress your business or help your team in little ways that are beneficial for them, not necessarily just to hit numbers and all that stuff. The teams that are the strongest for me are the ones that create friendships and are strong in that way, that we are truly working together, not just for business, but as friends. So I think something, my business today is not something that it was 12 months ago at all. I started and I thought, well, this is all really scary and I'm not ready to get on Facebook and I'm not ready to tell anybody about what I'm doing. And then all of a sudden I decided I just got to tackle the first scary thing. So then I tackled the first scary thing. And then I thought, I will never go live. I will never do an Insta story. Well, then I decided to do one Insta story. And I think my point in sharing this would be for all the girls that sign up and think that maybe this isn't for them, maybe because they watch all of the training videos on the internet and these women seem totally different than what they are, but that doesn't mean this business isn't for you. And that what's so great about Zaya is you get to make it what you want. It is your own business and Zaya supports you and anyway, you just get to make it whatever you want. So don't give up. And and I know I said this in November, but it is something that is huge. And I talk to my team a lot about is just because somebody's going faster does not mean you're not going to make it. And I kept telling Erin at the beginning, like, I can't look sideways. I couldn't look at what anybody else was doing at the beginning. I just needed to look at what I was doing and the next thing I was going to accomplish. So I think that, that has been helpful, and to build a team that feels comfortable coming to you and talking to you, but also running the business in the way that they need to for their lifestyle. I think that this call, I felt like a fraud coming on here and talking, because I think when you imagine people rank advancing and working up in the business, you imagine that they know something that you don't. And or that I remember thinking, well, when I hit this certain rank, I am going to be this type of person. And, I'm not the same person I was when I started, but I'm still a super reserved person. And I just want you guys to know that, like, what I'm doing and what these girls that are advancing to all of these ranks are doing are no different than what you're doing. It is just doing the basics. And because I was trying to think about kind of what got me here, and 99% of it has been my team, and they're awesome and amazing. And what has gotten me to kind of what I'm doing right now would be the basics. And the company is pushing sales and parties and reps for a reason. And that doesn't mean, if you didn't hear, I was not on any of those lists that he read about the 2,500 and the 3 reps. I was not on any of those, but that doesn't mean I wasn't working for it. So I want you guys to know that that's okay. Like, we're not perfect. I didn't get here because every month was amazing, because it hasn't been. I mean, sometimes there's less good months than there are amazing months. So I just don't ever want somebody to give up thinking that they're not they don't have the right personality and they're not doing it fast enough, because you definitely are doing it just the way that you need to. And let's see. The last thing I would say, and it's already been said, is that we just should do my thing. I think that has changed my business the most would be that I've done something Zaya related every day. Now, sometimes that's 15 minutes of Zaya, and that's reality. I have 4 kids. And sometimes that's 12 hours of Zaya. I mean, Angie Bradley can testify to that, because sometimes I'm on the phone with her all the time, or on the phone with my team. So I just want you guys to know, like, I think the 2 takeaways from that would be to do the basics, because they are the real thing. That is what's going to get you the small goals, the things that we've been talking about. And then also, don't give up, quit looking sideways, and just do the path that's right for you. And that's all I have to say.
So I have to ask you a question, Sarah. Where were you at last week were you on vacation somewhere?
Yeah, I was on a cruise.
Okay, so you were on a cruise when all of this was going on. A lot of it was going on.
Yeah.
So we go back to Amy, who is in Costa Rica. You are on a cruise. So if anybody wants to rank advance in Zaya, just go on vacation for the month and you're all going to rank advance. That's how this works. The real reason I know you talked in November, and the real reason, Sarah, that I wanted you to talk today, and the thing that stuck out the most of everything here, and I honestly, I don't know why I wanted you to talk tonight, and I know now why I did. Be yourself. You kind of thought, well, if I'm going to hit Zaya Executive, maybe I'll be a different person. I'll know all this information that I didn't know before. No, it's the basics. You just have followed the system, and you've been in longer than a lot of people. You've been in since day one, but you followed the system, you know, every month, and you've had good months and bad months. I'm never going to ask you to speak again, because I think if I ask you a third time, you're going to but the reality is I know you hate speaking in public, and there's a lot of people that hate speaking in public, but I wanted people to see that you don't have to be this great orator. You don't have to be this amazing person that loves talking to people, can talk to people all day long to be successful. Every type of person and every personality can be successful. Lacey Christensen, as you mentioned, she can talk to anybody about anything at any time. And there's people that are more reserved and don't, but it does not matter who you are, where you're from, what your background is. Anybody can be successful with Zaya. And if you stick to the basics, and if you do that, what we're asking, we have the system of trying to find 3 new reps every month, get your PV to 2,500. And we know that that's not going to happen every month, but those are the habits we're trying to create. Those rank advancements will come. And it's been a year for you, exactly a year that you went from, you know, starting to hitting Zaya Exec. That's not going to happen for everybody. Some might get there faster, some might get there slower. But if you follow the system, you follow the basics, and you be yourself and do what you know you can do, anything is possible. And again, what an incredible month, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Incredible example, I think, to everybody out there. So good job. Congratulations. All right. I went 12 minutes over tonight, but that's okay because we had so many rank advancements and such good people talking tonight. You guys are seriously awesome. We appreciate everything you're doing. The first Monday in March, we're going to have a similar call. We're going to have more people talking about their successes first week of April. We're going to be talking about the successes of March, and we're really excited about that. Everybody have a great month. We love and appreciate all that you do, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night, everybody.